I want to unpack one thing, Patrick. So you don't get to cash flow positive and you don't get to profitability if you didn't do the right bets. So you already have this pressure from the board, which again, you need brass balls to take, because if you don't have brass balls, you're gonna wilt under that pressure.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
sometimes the easy route is just to give up.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
This is where legit founders that are going into this new podcast that I have earned their stripes, because we've gone through that pain threshold. What were the moves that you did right despite all of these things seemingly not going your way?
Well, I think I don't know. I guess I go to the financial side, because it was a financial equation. It
is. At the end of the day.
It's super easy to kind of get caught up in I don't know, things that aren't real, but like really digging into the finances and understanding, like, this is where we're at. This is how much we're burning. This is what we're spending money on. Going line by line through the budget and critiquing everything, like on a weekly basis. Really, I mean, it just was like a huge amount of diligence,
right?
And we were very critical of our mid-level and senior and executives, mid-level up, in terms of managers in Sprout. So like, the higher salary you had in Sprout, the more critical we were.
Absolutely.
Of like,
you gotta earn your keep.
Yeah, exactly. In that situation, if you're getting paid more, if you're an executive or a VP or whatever, we look super critically. So absolutely. I think when we did let people go, it was much more from that level, that mid and up, than rank and file.
Because the higher ticket sizes, so for example, a salary of, say, a VP can probably pay for 3 to 5 people.
Yeah.
Easy.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
And, you gotta live with who you got.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not fun, because at the end of the day, there's 2 sides to this equation. I went through this earlier this year too. And me and my co-founder literally looked people in the eye. We had to take some really hard decisions. It's eerily similar to what you did.
Yeah.
We lined everybody up.
Yeah.
Talked to those people one by one. Tell them if they're in, or unfortunately, they were going to have to let them go. It's gut-wrenching. But this is my 3rd time doing this.
Oof.
My first one was in Partyfile, my first startup.
Yeah.
When I did that, it was game over. So it's a double win.
Oof. Yeah, that's hard.
The second one was, again, also in Chatbot PH, but it wasn't my call. It was the acquirer's call, because they got acquired, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I had to be the one that, sorry, game over, pandemic hit us.
Yeah.
But this was this last one we did to save us.
Yeah.
And it's bittersweet, because it was the right thing to do. It was hard, because the hard part is, shit, you're gonna have to let people go.
Yeah.
You care about these people. You wanna try to help them get their next gig.
Yeah.
Some of them you were able to do, some of them I just weren't able to find that one.
Yeah.
And I carry that cross with me. But the hard part, bro, is who's left.
Yeah.
Because man, everybody's gonna hate you.
Yeah.
People are gonna doubt.
Yeah.
How did you trudge on? Because you don't get to. You're not gonna get to break even and profitability if you didn't do the right moves. And I'll share also what we did in P&A to get that done.
Yeah.
Well, how do you do it?
So biggest thing with that, like you mentioned, one of the things that you kind of mentioned was making the call, right? Yeah. We have to let people go. It's like there's so many. I guess the biggest mistake that I see in these situations, or maybe what I would say that we did right in this situation, was that we made decisions.
Yes. And the timing of it too.
It sounds stupid, but like, you have to make the decision. Like, with the timing, like you say, when are we going to do this? Oh, shucks, our runway's getting smaller. We need to make the call. We need to get to this level of burn, or I don't see a way out of this. So, that really takes. It's so easy to not make the decision. Be like, you know what? Let's just wait and see.
Hope for a better day.
Yeah, I think we'll come out of this because you're like timing, like back then we were timing the pandemic. Like, oh, is it going to be over? Mid-year? Is it going to be over at the end of 2020?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's playing this timing game, and it's like, dude, we have to just make a call and say, all right, we have to do this. We have to cut more burn. So.
No, but how did you then lead who was left? Because that's also the easy part is actually telling people, okay, it's over.
Yeah.
It's hard because again, you care about them, but it's like stabbing yourself repeatedly in the gut.
If you cut too deep, if you cut too many people, there's not enough people left to run the show, and so you're in deep trouble then.
Who's gonna be in the boat?
Yeah,
still hates you.
Yeah, they still hate you. They still have doubts about the company. They're like, oh my gosh, Sprout's laying people off. We're gonna go under. Everybody's saying, shucks, this is it.
Yep.
So another like cardinal rule that we stuck to very closely was cut once and cut deep. Otherwise, you end up doing a second round of layoffs and a third round of layoffs. And man, your second or third round, nobody trusts you anymore. You've lost all credibility with people, with your employees, and then you're really in trouble, right? Correct. So that was one thing that we really stuck with. We only wanted to do it once, and so we did it once, and we did it deep enough that we thought we're really okay. Now this is going to protect us until we can get to a better place financially.
How did you get the pipeline back? Because again, you can't get to that without looking at your unit economics.
Yeah.
Right? Did you change pricing? What was that like? And then how did you get pricing pipeline back?
So this is a cultural and morale thing, I think, because for us, we were just waiting for the market to recover, and then we were going to be back in action. But we needed to keep morale up and keep everybody on the same page with us. So a couple of things we did. So first, we introduced a new core value to Sprout.
What is
it? Grit. Yeah. We said, look, guys, we're adding, this is how serious 2020 is. We're adding a core value to Sprout. Grit. This is what we need. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be really hard, but we have to stick it out. We have to keep working our asses off, and we're gonna earn less money, and we're gonna have fewer people to help. It's just gonna be hard. Everything about this is gonna be harder. So we need grit. And then second, we communicated transparently. Always, I talked about our finances, our bank balance, how much runway we had left, like everything with the whole company. This is where we're at, guys. Okay, and this is the calls. This is the call that I'm making right now in the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
As it kind of happened. And then, those are some more of those things that we did. And then we had a hashtag. We had this hashtag cash flow positive.
Wow.
So we introduced a hashtag just to make it easy for everybody. Okay, guys, and I told everybody in Sprout, look, we're not profitable. This is like mid 2020. Around the time we did the layoffs. I said, look, we're not profitable, which means that no bank will give us a loan.
Nope.
We're not growing, which means that no VC will give us money.
Nope.
So we have no capital. So what we have in our bank is what we have. And so, I mean, that's just we have to get cash flow positive or else we're going to die eventually.
Correct. That's the only path forward.
It's the only path forward. So our next big milestone as a company is being cash flow positive. And then that set a really straightforward goal for everybody. And then it put into context why we were reducing expenses here and why we weren't allowed to buy that and why we were now working from home, not from a nice office and with free coffee and stuff like that. We don't have massage Wednesdays or this stuff that we did before, right? So it put all that stuff in the right context. And then it allows us to celebrate when we did get cash flow positive. It's like, guys, we did it. We did it. We went through one of the hardest times in human or recent, human history. We came out of it. We're cash flow positive, and it was a big thing to celebrate.
And that's such a milestone for a startup because a lot of people, a lot of startups also just don't have a clear path towards profitability. The moment you can prove to your team and to yourself and to your investor that just like a traditional sustainable business, that you can get and will your team to a profit, that puts you in another echelon that not a lot of people get to.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of startups rely on funding for runway to get done. But if you can will your team, that's a whole nother level of respect. So mad respect for you guys.
Thanks. Well, it's a little easier in B2B SaaS. We're Like as opposed to fintech or consumer, it's a bit easier to get there in B2B SaaS. But yeah, it was definitely an achievement.
That's the pivot we actually did in P&A. So when we were talking, the primary model we were doing was ads. So we create the supply.
Yeah.
We invest our resources to create sustainable podcasts. But at one point, we created the supply. We had the biggest market share in Southeast Asia.
Wow.
But then we realized, shit, where's the demand? Where are we going to make money?
Yeah.
The only revenue that we were getting back then was through ads.
Yeah.
The problem with getting ads is that the ads were too small.
Yeah.
The sales cycle were long. It's seasonal. And we don't get the lion's share because the creator gets it. Like, shit, we're going to die.
Wow.
We don't do that. So we also did the SaaS route. We realized our superpower was not just creating whatever shows. We create great shows at scale. We had 230 shows, imagine.
That's a lot.
Not a lot of companies. Actually, I'm pretty sure we're in the top 5.
That's like everybody.
Yeah.
You guys got everybody.
Right. In the whole world.
Yeah.
So we productized that, called it Pod Machine, and sold it as B2B SaaS.
That's cool.
So now we have MRR.
That's cool. Yeah, see, that's
right?
MRR, yeah.
Which in ads, there's no such thing as MRR.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true.
Or you don't know when you're going to make money.
Yeah.
There are months where like, whoop, ramp up.
Yeah.
But there are months like, holy shit, this is so dry.
Yeah, that's rough.
So that's what we had to do. But again, I got thrown several more curveballs.
Yeah.
You know, when things churn and all that, like, wow, then you have to downsize. But you have a sustainable and repeatable business model. Thank you so much for watching Hustleshare on YouTube. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel to get more content like this. And to get the full audio episodes of Hustleshare and Founders Only, subscribe to our podcasts at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.